What's up guys? Today I want to share with you my 4 natural ways to effectively manage diabetes. I've been type 1 diabetic for 10 years now, and I've found that these techniques have been really effective in my overall diabetes management and blood sugar control. Whether you're type 1 or type 2 diabetic, these principles can be really effective in managing your condition without medication. Now, of course, if you're type 1, you will always need that medication because you will be insulin dependent. However, these techniques can be really effective in increasing your body's insulin sensitivity and basically making your body use that insulin much more efficiently. And if you're type 2 diabetic, these principles can be very effective in drastically reducing your dependence on medication and in some cases even stopping it completely. Now, I am not a doctor or a qualified healthcare professional or a qualified nutritionist, so this is not professional health advice. Any changes to your medicinal routine or regimen should be consulted with your healthcare professional first, but studies have shown that these principles can be very effective in good diabetes control, and so I'm just here to spread the good word and share with you what has worked for me as well. Number 1, improve your diet. It's quite simple, really. Humans have been using food as medicine for as long as we've known what's good for us. And there is no debate that today's modern diet of fast food and processed desserts and simple sugars and all the rest of it is contributing directly to type 2 diabetes becoming a global health crisis. The good news is that a good diet can have as many positive effects as a bad diet can have a negative one. And you don't have to go full raw vegan or swear off sugar forever, but follow these simple switches, make a couple of changes to your routine, and you'll see massive benefits. So firstly, ideally, the foundation of your diet should be plant-based, with the majority of your carbohydrates coming from fresh fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Now, plant-based does not mean vegetarian or vegan. It simply means that the majority of your diet is coming from these healthy, natural sources. And even making simple switches like swapping white bread for wholemeal bread or white rice for brown rice and so on can make a huge difference. Even though these foods are still full of carbohydrate, they have a much lower glycemic index, which means basically that your blood sugar will not spike as quickly as the starchy white versions of these foods. When it comes to protein, for you meat eaters, you should stick to lean white meats such as poultry and fish and try to avoid processed meat as much as possible. Note that when I say poultry, I don't mean fried chicken. You can also get protein in your diet through eggs, cheese, nuts, and other dairy products. And when it comes to things like fizzy drinks, simply do your best to avoid them. They are just cans of sugary water with no nutritional value really whatsoever. And avoid things like flavored coffees and sweet teas, and avoid processed fruit juices, and stick to the natural ones where possible. And when it comes to fast food, let's face it, we all know deep down that really this is not the healthy choice for us. It's just the most convenient. So it's about finding that discipline to avoid these types of foods as much as possible. That doesn't mean we have to avoid them completely. I mean, I enjoy a double cheeseburger from time to time, but we should definitely not make them the main part of our diet. Number 2, get moving. I say this all the time on my channel, and it's something I will continue to say. Movement is medicine, and it's free. You won't meet a medical professional on earth who would not prescribe exercise as an effective part of a good diabetes self-care regimen. These days, most of us spend all day sitting at our desks and then get home to sit on the sofa. Humans weren't designed this way. We were built to run, to jump, to hunt. And okay, most of us aren't hunters anymore, but even if we can't run and jump as much as we'd like, you can still make walking a non-negotiable part of your day. 30 minutes daily should be the bare minimum. Stick your headphones in, listen to an audiobook or a podcast or your favorite album, and just go for a stroll. If you have a busy day, then get into the habit of going for a walk after dinner rather than just moving from the dining table to the sofa. If you can get up earlier, great. A morning walk is an excellent way to start the day, kickstart your metabolism, set you up for the day ahead, and give you a better night's sleep the following evening. As you get more into it, you can increase the length and the difficulty of these walks, and before you know it, you'll be hiking with your friends at the weekend, which is an amazing way to feel better mentally and physically. Number 3, start strength training. Introducing resistance to your workouts makes your muscles work harder, which in turn makes them stronger, which in turn makes them use glucose from the blood much more effectively. Greater muscle mass absorbs more glucose from the blood than fat does. Your metabolism will improve and your overall blood glucose will improve with it. You don't have to be an Olympic lifter or go to the gym 5, 6, 7 times a week. 2 to 3 good sessions a week is enough to see significant difference and improvement. You don't have to get an expensive gym membership or even use weights at first. Bodyweight training can be really, really effective. And exercises like squats and push-ups and lunges are really good for mobility and balance as well as strength. If you're just starting from scratch, I recommend speaking to a personal trainer who can assess your form, give you guidance, and give you a proper program to work towards and stick to. You'll feel fitter, more useful, and generally more capable. So even if it's something like carrying heavy shopping, you'll feel much better. Your body and your blood sugars will thank you. Number 4, get more sleep. This is probably the easiest thing on this list to do because you literally do it with your eyes closed. A bad night's sleep can have a destructive effect on the next day, which can lead into the next day, which can lead into a week, which can lead into... You get the idea. Basically, a bad night's sleep affects a number of different hormones which affect us in different ways, all of which are pretty negative. Firstly, appetite. After a bad night's sleep, you wake up and start immediately craving sugary, fatty foods, which is not a good way to start the day. On top of that, a drop in another hormone means that you'll generally burn less calories throughout the day, which is a pretty bad combination. On top of that, a bad night's sleep triggers the stress hormone cortisol, which has been found to increase insulin resistance. It's like a triple threat of diabetes problems, and all because you didn't get a good night's rest. So, make sleep a priority. Start practicing good bedtime habits, like not taking your phone to the bedroom with you, and aim to get anywhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. You'll feel much better the next day, especially if you're getting up for that early morning walk.